Hey y'all, we're in Glimmerbrook. I found this really great picture of this fall themed house. So basically it's this beautiful 2-story house. I'm going to show you the picture. Isn't it so cute? Just this nice spooky feel because it's dark and the dead trees and the pumpkins, and I fell in love with it. So of course I wanted to recreate it in The Sims. It is always easier said than done when you're recreating these houses though, because obviously The Sims doesn't exactly translate into real life construction. So I definitely struggled a little with scale and these dormers at the top, trying to figure out exactly where they needed to sit. If they were right up front, they were too long. If they were moved back one, they were too short. But I figured too short was better than too long. And then of course, windows are always a little bit of a struggle. We only have a set amount of windows. Obviously, it's kind of almost infinite the kind of window that you can have in the house, just depending on what you want and what you want to pay for them, right? And I wanted to make sure that I used a good variety and really tried to recreate this picture because it's so pretty. And I just wanted to make this cute little spooky house. I made a mistake and didn't put it on a platform at first, and it was intense going through and trying to make everything match the way I wanted it to, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I hated that it's not exact 100%, but what are you gonna do, right? I think in the end, it turns out really, really pretty. Because I fell in love with this house so much, I decided to put the shell of the house just as is with the pumpkins that you'll see. I did the landscaping, the shell. I did a couple of things on the inside, but for the most part, left it pretty bare and uploaded it to the gallery so you can try your hand at this really pretty spooky house coming up with Halloween, fall, and let you guys go ahead and do something fun in it. Take creative reins. But I also have created a spooky version and a cozy version of this house. So I put the shell online and I'm putting my spooky version online, and coming soon will be my cozy version. I had so much fun decorating inside this house and turning it into 2 different versions of what it could be. I think in the end, it turns out really pretty. It's just a good structure for a house. Albeit, I thought it's a little small. I think I could do with it being a little bit bigger. Making it a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a full kitchen and a full living room, as well as a fireplace in the living room. It's a lot. Especially when you add in the staircase, right? It's a little small. I could do with it being bigger, but I really wanted to stick as close to the inspiration picture as I could. So I have added in pumpkins, and now I'm just really working on this landscape, trying to find the perfect trees. In game, it is I think springtime, so I start using these dead bushes from vampires. I go back in and change the weather to winter so I can get those really pretty foliage on the ground that winter in game gives you, as well as kind of killing off all the plants. So that way you get that kind of spooky, creepy, limmy trees. Limmy, oh my gosh. So at first I turned it to fall because I thought fall would give me the foliage. It didn't. Winter does. I don't do a whole lot with the backyard other than adding an abundance of trees because I really wanted to give you this really pretty background of the fall, the trees, even though they are dead and sparse. Landscaping, I stuck to a lot of reds and oranges. I wanted to add color. As I said, I do kind of kill everything off, right? I go into winter, but it still has these really pretty tones to it. And so I wanted to keep that. It's hard to not do a really pretty landscape. Even though it's a spooky house, I think that the landscape is perfect. And then I'm just adding tons and tons of pumpkins all around the yard, through the bushes, around the trees. I used the carved ones because I wanted difference in the pumpkins, right? Because honestly, no two pumpkins are going to look the same, but it's The Sims. I turned them around kind of sideways and back so you don't really see the pumpkins' faces. And then, of course, sizing some down a little, just to get the size variance. And boom, finally got that foliage on the ground and absolutely think it's so pretty. Going inside and just kind of making sure everything looks right. And this is going to be the spooky version of this house. So like I said, this house with just bare minimum on the inside is on the gallery. So you can download it and decorate it as you please. But I also gave the inside kind of a spooky, creepy decor just for fun, because that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this house was it's kind of spooky looking. It's dark and perfect for the holiday coming up. So I knew I wanted to do lots of black, and it's almost a little too like tone on tone on tone. So I do add like little pops of red. And of course, when you go in and start adding pictures, it helps to kind of bring a little bit of color in. I use gold because I feel like gold and black and red just kind of hit right. I thought it was a perfect chance to use those doors from base game that have like the knockers on them. They're kind of creepy and weird in their own way. They make me think of the Labyrinth, actually. So I thought that was a really fun touch. Definitely leaned into all the vampire wallpapers, and I really had fun. I go in and start adding in all the little decor items, and then of course I'm going to go in and add scratches to the floors, scratches to the walls, cracks in the walls, spider webs, just all those fun things that really add that touch of like creepy abandoned house. You want to know who lives here and what's gone down here in this house. So here are the pictures of the final house, and like I said, I actually really like the way it turns out. I'm sure it could be creepier. I'm sure it could be darker, but it worked for me. And I hope you like it. I hope it scratches that itch for Halloween coming up and just being a really fun time to kind of lean into the darker, spooky, creepy side, right? I hope you liked this video. If you do, make sure you subscribe for more. I'm definitely going to post the cozy version in a couple days. Like the video, leave me a comment, and come back for more. I hope you have a great night wherever you are. Bye, y'all.